Science and technology during the post-colonial period in the Philippines. Post-colonial period, more typically post-war Philippine, science was justified in secular and economic terms. Scientific research, according to Miguel Ma Varela, 1954, does pay off in terms of pesos and centavos, of the higher efficiency and reduced man-hours of work, in terms of richer harvest and healthier citizens. He also added that support for science was part of our contribution for the blessings we enjoy of Filipino citizens. Post-colonial period. In general, research in the Philippines was starved of funds. It was always a struggle to attract promising students to poorly paid careers in science, and many of the best investigators who receive fellowships to study or work in the United States never returned. Post-colonial period. After achieving independence from the colonial masters, the Philippines, under different administrations, continue to pursue programs in science and technology. Each leadership had its own science and technology agenda. However, it is important to note that some Philippines presidents introduced more developments in the field than others.
In 1935, the Philippines was inaugurated and ushered in a period of transition to political independence. The Constitution acknowledged the importance of promoting scientific development for economic and development of the country. The Commonwealth government worked towards the development of economic self-reliance, which would be necessary to sustain genuine political independence. For example, it created new agencies, such as the Bureau of Mines, to provide assistance to businessmen undertaking mining exploration and development. It also increased appropriations for bureaus of science, plant, and animal industry, and thereby encouraged more scientific research for industrial purposes. Results of these conferences were then endorsed to the Department of Education and Culture for official adoption. These developments took place in 1973 to 1974. On the whole, there has been title of innovation in the education and training of scientists and engineers since independence in 1946. After achieving independence from the colonial masters, the Philippines, under different administrations, continued to pursue programs in science and technology. Each leadership had its own science and technology agenda. The development of science and technology in the Philippines has been greatly influenced by its historical experience. Colonial policies, particularly those on economic development and external trade, have over the centuries fostered a primarily agricultural, export-oriented economy dependent on the outside world as a market for its products and a source of manufactured goods. This has led to a neglect and lack of support for industrialization. This problem of colonial development of Philippine science and technology, The agricultural science generally tended to receive more funding and support compared to the physical sciences. The need to develop a country's science and technology has generally been recognized as one of the imperatives of socio-economic progress in the contemporary world. This has become a widespread concern of governments, especially since the post-World War II. Among third world countries, an important dimension of this concern is the problem of dependence in science and technology, as this is closely tied up with the integrity of their political sovereignty and economic self-reliance. There exists a continuing imbalance between scientific and technological development among contemporary states, with 98% of all research and development facilities located in developed countries and almost wholly concerned with the latter's problems. In the past, science and technology developed separately, with the latter being largely a product of trial and error in response to a particular human need. In modern times, however, the progress of science and technology have become intimately linked together. Many scientific discoveries have been facilitated by the development of new technology. New scientific knowledge, in turn, has often led to further refinement of existing technology or the invention of entirely new ones.